Hey, welcome to the channel. Gate to Babylon, the gate to everything. Greetings, I am Ali. Welcome to the channel. So, as you read in the title, it's a reply to Apostate prophet. And this reply, like the previous reply, check the previous video. Replying to Apostate prophet. This reply is just straightforward, very quick. So let's get to it. So this reply is to Apostate prophet has this question, and he all the time, like usually when in debates and stuff, uses this question. I saw it in one of the videos. I couldn't find it. I don't know what's going on, but I tried to find this instant, but he usually just keeps talking about the question of why heaven exists, why hell exists, why there's people go to hell, why there's people go to heaven, why God is God, knows everything. He knows that most of the people are gonna go to hell, or a lot of people are going to hell. Why God does that? Why just God create us and just create the good one and just put them in heaven, and so on and so forth. All that stuff, talking about this particular aspect of religion, especially when it comes to Islam. Why the concept of hell and heaven and all that related to this point. The thing, he's a Muslim apostate, so generally it should be known. However, to his defense, a lot of Muslims, even this particular aspects is there in Christianity as well, to some degree. Not exactly the same thing, but it's there in Christianity. But a lot of Christians don't know about it, even priests. And same thing in Islam. There's a concept a lot of Muslims don't know about. However, you don't need this concept to actually still believe in God. So there's two answers to that question. And all the other question which is similar to or related to this type of questions also can be answered with these two answers. There's two answers. The most important answer for me is the second answer, the answer which it's most efficient. That's the one we're gonna focus on. But the first answer, simply because God is God. As simple as that. Because he is God. And talking about, I heard him sometimes saying because of this and this, I'm more merciful than God, and so on and so forth. Well, God first is the most merciful, but in the same time, he is, if he gonna punish, he has the hardest punishments. He's the same time the most merciful, but also the one that punishes the heaviest, so to speak. But the thing is, his mercy comes before his punishment, and his mercy outweighs his punishment. But they are related. God punishes heavily, has the strongest punishment when it comes to hell. That's the actual punishment. But at the same time, is also the most merciful and most forgiving, so on and so forth. Because he is God, you don't need to know that. It's just he's God. That's it. God can do whatever he wants. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if God is unjust. But God said he is just. He's just. And he demonstrated that and other things like that. But in the same time, God doesn't necessarily need to be just anyway. And anyway, the concept of justice is God himself. God is the all just. Justice itself goes back to God. Justice is one of the names of God. Of the 99 names of God, the all just is one of his names. Justice is related to God. When you say I fight for justice, in the same time you're saying you're fighting for God. So when Muslims say they are fighting for God, they're fighting for justice as well. God is the definition, the absolute definition of justice, and the justice concept itself comes from God and related to God in its core and essence. Anyway, we digressed a bit. You don't need to know the second point and this particular concept to believe in God. God doesn't need even to be just philosophically to be God. It doesn't matter. God can do whatever he wants. Full stop. God is capable of doing anything, whatever. So that's one point. That's one way to answer it. The second answer, which is the better answer in my opinion, and this particular concept, not, as I said before, even Muslims don't know about it. Like, not a lot of scholars talk about it. They used to talk about it, but it's something sideways because we have the first answer that I talked about. However, there's the concept of amana, and we're looking at the second part of the concept of amana, because the concept of amana is very broad. Second part of the concept of amana is the answer for this heaven and hell question. And the concept of amana will be translated to English to like either it's a secretaryship, fidelity, trust, opposite, something like that, at least according to Google. Lol. Yeah, I don't know what's exactly the translation in English, but something like on the line like secretaryship. So let's dive into this concept, and this concept is the answer for apostate prophet. And there is an ayah we're gonna talk about in the end related to this concept, I think in Surah Al-Baqarah. So let's get into it. So the concept of amana, or secretaryship, is a concept of that we humans, as well as demon kind or jinn, they have given the ability, of course this part everybody knows that they're given the ability to choose between good and bad, an ability to do both bad and good, ability of choice, of free will. So free will comes here, but we're going to ignore that for a minute. So next point about the concept of amana is that God gave us the amana, the secretaryship of worship, or most specifically not any worship, salah, the prayer. Not exactly, which is part of it is asking prayer, which is like you ask or you thanks God about something, prayer, but more like the actual prayer, more specifically in particular, the 5-day prayer in Islam. That's the amana. And related to that amana, it's a contract. So humans, let's focus on humans. Humans have a contract with God, and the contract is to take this test, to live as a human, to take this test and experience this, forgetting about the contract, but while doing this test, and then recording to how well you did in this test, which is this life, in its entirety. You'll be assessed about everything. More specifically, you should be worshiping God and do the prayers in particular, and then recording how well you score in that test, and what you do, you get to heaven or hell, or you get punished in hell for some time accordingly to your sins, and you go back to heaven, to the lower heaven, and of course it depends on where you would be in heaven as well, and according to the others in comparison as well. So this is the concept, a manner of taking this test, taking this challenge, and signing the contract. Just like you sign contract with companies and stuff, we have a contract with God. So basically every single human that actually makes it to birth and stays alive, and especially that the ones that makes it past of the age of puberty, are the ones which have all spoken to God directly and have made a contract with God to be humans and to take this test as a human being through this life, and experience this. And so all the people that are listening to what I'm saying, all the people on YouTube, all the people are alive right now, all the people that were alive and died, have all spoken to God and made a contract with God to take this life, to take this test, and they have willingly agreed to it because of greed, because they want heaven. Yes, if they lose, if they don't score high enough, if they don't achieve it, they're not going to heaven. So that's the contract, and willingly, by their own will and greed of getting to heaven, they want the prize, which is heaven. They sign up, which is all of us, me and you and everyone. We have signed up this contract and sign up to be humans and to take this test. The story goes, it's with Adam. So after Adam chose chose to be not chose to take the salah, the amana himself. All those people that later on, all these people that will be alive, have been taken out of Adam's back, spiritually wise, and they all, one by one, have been asked by God, do you want to be human and take this test or not? There's many specific opinions about this. There's some people that would say, some scholars said that there's evidence for God have asked whether you want to be a human or a demon or a jinn. Some say whether you want to be, of course, and also if you want to be a malak or an angel. Some said that you want to be. Some said that the question was, do you want to be an angel or you want to be a human? And some says, do you want to be a human or an angel, or you want to be a demon, or you want to go back to nothing, which is like don't want it to exist anymore. Just go back to nothing, because you have been created spiritually, your spirit and your existence. But do you want to go back to nothing? You just don't want to do anything with this. So anyway, the specific questions, but all the people that are alive, they have chosen, according to Islam, according to this concept, have chosen to be humans, to sign up the contract and to take this test, which is living through this and seeing how do they worship God, how much, and how will do they score. And they are, but for human greed and for human ignorance, they have chosen this test and and they wish to get to heaven, to take the prize. And recording the story, like before Adam himself, before Adam accepted, the angels denied, and the entire existence, everything in the universe, everything in existence over that which God have created, denied the author. But Adam, our father, according to the Abrahamic religion, have accepted, and then his descendants, which will make it to life, that would go through this life, have been asked, do you want to be a human? Do you want to exist? Do you want to take this? Do you want to be alive on earth? Do you want to take the contract? Do you want to make this test? The contract, which is, as soon as you take this test, as soon as you sign up a contract, you agree to it, you agree to be a human, you will forget it completely. And then after the contract finishes, in the day of judgment, you will remember everything. So this is the concept of amana. So humans have not been just thrown there and forced to worship God. But anyway, it doesn't matter, because God, as I said in the beginning, can do whatever he wants. So yeah, but all the humans that do exist today, according to Islam, have chosen to be humans and have chosen to take the test. This is the concept of amana, or a secretary, in Islam, and it is our responsibility to worship God, to build earth, and to fight evil, and to fight Lucifer or Iblis. So this is the concept of amana. This answers all your questions on heaven and hell and why would God do that and do that. We have been given the choice. You hear by choice, according to Islam, according to the concept of amana. You not have been dumbed here. This is why it's a purpose. It's a goal. This is why this is the goal of existence. This is why it is our responsibility. This is why it is the greatest responsibility. This is why it is the goal of life. It is why entire existence was built for it. There's some other stuff you have asked questions about. From this comes another questions, but I will leave that for later. If you respond to this video, I'll make a response to your talk. Well, there's some stuff I left for later times, but this is basically the concept of amana, and this answers your question. A lot of Muslims don't know about this, and you Muslims should know about that. Oh yeah, I forgot the ayah. Oh, just 1 minute. I'll find it and we'll just say the ayah. I found it. Apparently, it is not Al-Baqarah. It is Al-Hujjah, Al-Ahzab. 72. And the ayah, I'll read it first in Arabic. It reads, إِنَّا عَرَفْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا. صدق العظيم. And this is basically reads, roughly so to speak, in English, we offered the security, which is the amana, to the heavens, the earth, and the mountains, but they refused to bear it. We had a pity on them, and human carried it, and he was ignorant. So yeah, so this is the rough translation of this ayah, Al-Ahzab 72, and this is refers to the amana, as it is, you see it's repeated, refuses to the amana concept, and that's that humanity have carried the amana. All the humans that which would ever live, and all the humans that did live before us, but all the humans that at the time before there was humans on earth that would ever live on earth, they have all accepted the amana, accepted the contract with God to take this test, to do good on earth, to achieve this test, and then if they achieve it, they will get to heaven. So it was a contract. So we, as a human, we hold all the accountability, all the responsibility to achieve this contract, by which we have accepted by on our own free will to get to heaven. If we don't, then it is our problem and our responsibility. We didn't adhere to the contract which we signed and failed, which we signed and then we failed it. It's a complete our fault if we failed the contract, because we signed it with our own free will. However, as we said in the beginning, even if it's not, it doesn't matter, because he's God. However, there is the concept of amana. That's why, being a Muslim, to take this responsibility, to have the amana, being a Muslim, therefore, is why it's higher than humanity. Being a Muslim, being a believer of Islam, comes before your humanity. So Muslims first, then rest of humanity, or humanity itself, mankind. Then comes your tribe, or who the big people you relate to, or your nation, nationality. Then comes your the ones you know, your friends, and then comes and the biggest circle that all the other ones after that comes to as well, like your family and your your bigger family, then your family, then your very close family, your father, mother, brothers, then you. Your Islam, your being a Muslim comes before humanity itself, because Muslims are not only humans. Muslims is everything according to Islam. All animals, insects, all living things, even non-living things are all Muslim. Everything that which have created by God originally is Muslim. Muslim here means they believe in God. They believe there is only one God. They believe there is the God, Allah, or God, whatever. That's part of the concept of manna. The difference is we humans, as well as demon kind. The word demon and devil have been mixed a lot. The bad demons are the devils. There's also demon kind. I think, in my opinion, jinn, best translated in English, is demon. There's demon kind with jinn. Also have took the contract of amana, and that's before humanity existed. Even they have the contract too. So Islam and it also includes demon kind, but also includes the angel primarily. But the angels don't have the full contract as much as we do. They don't do the salah as we do, the 5 praying day, and they don't have the ability choice between good and bad. I mean, they don't have choice. They don't have the ability to sin at all. So there's also a concept of, your body here, it's different from your body in the hereafter, because the absence of God, evil, and the ability to sin have been injected to our existence, because it is part of the nature of the test and the contract we have agreed to. Because being able to sin and getting the damage of other people's sin, and being able to damage other people, committing injustice, is all part of the contract. Is all about this complicated life complex that includes all your existence in this life on this earth as a test. is all part of a test. This is all part of a contract. It's more or less like a business contract. And in the Quran, business language sometimes with the believers and trade and so on, similar language have been used because it is a contract. And if you weren't a Muslim and then you converted, you have re-signed the contract. And that's why in the Quran it's like always says it is Rubhun Mubin. It's like a very high winning price. I don't know how to translate that properly, but yeah, because they uses business and trade language because it is a business, the biggest business and the main business. That's why it is the goal of life. It's the purpose of life to achieve the contract we have signed it to. So this is the concept of amana. So yeah, we finished today. So don't forget to do all this YouTube stuff. Subscribe, comment, and get to Babylon, but get to everything. Assalamu alaikum. Peace out.